In 1966, a witness saw an orange object hovering over a hill in Rio de Janeiro. She called the police. 3 days later, 2 bodies were found on that exact spot. They wore lead masks. No wounds, no blood. 14 years later, nothing grew where they died. The vegetation never returned. This is the case of the lead masks. On August 20th, 1966, a boy flying a kite on Vintém Hill, Niterói, found 2 men lying side by side. They were Miguel José Viana and Manoel Pereira de Cruz, electronic technicians from Campos dos Goitacazes. Both wore formal suits and waterproof coats despite the dry weather, their faces covered by handmade lead masks. The scene was ritualistic. No signs of struggle, their expressions completely serene. Next to the bodies, an empty water bottle and a small notebook. Inside the notebook, a protocol, 1630, arrive at designated location. 1830, ingest capsules. After effect, protect metals, wait for mask signal. The bodies had been there for 3 days. Decomposition made toxicology impossible. The cause of death, unknown, but the lead masks revealed something. These men believed they needed protection. Protection from what? Miguel and Manoel were not ordinary men. They were electronic technicians. They understood radiation, electromagnetic fields, X-rays. Days before their death, they told their wives they were traveling to Sao Paulo on business. They carried 2.3 million cruzeros, a significant amount. They lied about their destination. On August 17th, they arrived in Niterói by bus at 2:30 p.m. They bought waterproof coats at a hardware store and a bottle of water at a bar. The waitress who served them noticed something. Miguel was extremely nervous. He constantly checked his watch, as if he had an appointment. He barely spoke. At 4:30 p.m., witnesses saw them getting into a jeep with 2 unidentified men. They were driven up Vintém Hill. Miguel's sister later revealed they had been talking about a secret mission. His wife mentioned a man named Elcio Gomez, a charlatan who worked with spiritualism. Elcio had promised them something, a discovery, a contact, something that would make them revolutionize science. They believed him, they trusted him, and they followed his protocol to the letter. The notebook protocol was precise. This was not written by them, it was dictated. Someone had orchestrated every step. The timing, the location, the lead masks. Lead is used for one thing, blocking radiation, X-rays, gamma rays, electromagnetic fields. These men knew this. In the 1960s, UFO sightings were at their peak. Reports of radiation burns from close encounters were common. The belief was simple. If you wanted to contact a UFO, you needed protection. The masks were handmade, heavy, uncomfortable, but they wore them anyway because they believed the encounter would emit dangerous radiation. The capsules were the key. The protocol said, ingest capsules, then wait for the signal. But what signal? The empty water bottle confirmed they followed through. They ingested whatever was in those capsules. Then they lay down, put on the masks, and waited. The autopsy found no poison, no drugs, no toxins. But the bodies were too decomposed. Forensic technology in 1966 Brazil could not detect psychedelics or exotic poisons. The cause of death remained unknown. But in 1980, something was discovered. A French scientist, Jacques Vallée, visited the site 14 years after. The deaths, the vegetation had not returned. The exact outline where the bodies lay was barren. No plants, no grass, nothing grew. This suggested something. Intense heat or radiation or a chemical agent had sterilized the soil. Whatever happened on that hill, it left a mark, a permanent scar. On the night of August 17, 1966, at approximately 8 p.m., a woman named Gracinda Barbosa Cortino de Souza saw something over Vintém Hill. She lived near the hill. She and her children were outside. They saw an oval-shaped, orange object. It hovered silently. A line of fire ran along its edges. Rays of light shot out in all directions. Gracinda immediately called the police. Her report was logged. Soon, other witnesses came forward. Dozens of people had seen the same object over the exact location, where Miguel and Manoel would be found 3 days later. The timing matched the protocol. By 8 p.m., they would have been lying on the ground. Gracinda's sighting coincides with the estimated time of death. But here's what makes this critical. The UFO was seen by multiple witnesses, not just Gracinda, entire families, construction workers on the highway, students in nearby schools. This was not mass hysteria. This was a documented event. The police investigated. They found no conventional explanation, no aircraft, no weather balloons, no military exercises. If the UFO was real, then the protocol makes sense. The lead masks make sense. The capsules make sense. They were preparing for contact, but contact with what? And why did it kill them? 3 theories emerged. Each fits different pieces of the evidence. Theory 1, UFO contact. They believed they were making contact with extraterrestrials. The lead masks were protection against radiation. The capsules were either a psychedelic to open their minds or pills to shield their bodies. The UFO appeared. Something went wrong. They died from exposure or from an overdose. The sterile soil supports this. Radiation would explain why nothing grows. Gracinda's sighting supports this. Multiple witnesses saw the object. Theory 2. The charlatan. Elcio Gomez sold them a lie. He convinced them they would make a great discovery. He gave them poisoned capsules. He took their money. The Jeep witnesses were his accomplices. They staged the scene to look like a UFO encounter. The missing 2.3 million cruceros supports this. The nervousness of Miguel supports this. He knew it was risky. Theory 3. Espionage. As electronic technicians, they had access to sensitive materials, radioactive components, military equipment. The trip was a transaction. The masks were real protection for handling dangerous materials. The deal went wrong. They were murdered. The Jeep and the unidentified men support this. The formal attire supports this. This was a business arrangement. The truth? We may never know. The bodies were too decomposed. The investigation was closed in 1969. Elcio Gomez was never questioned, but the evidence remains. The protocol, the masks, the sterile soil, the UFO sighting. Miguel and Manoel went to Vintém Hill expecting something. Whether it was a discovery, a contact, or a transaction, they prepared for it. They followed the protocol. They wore the lead masks. They ingested the capsules. They waited, and they never left. The case of the lead masks remains Brazil's greatest unsolved mystery. The documents exist. The witness testimonies exist. The sterile ground exists. You decide what happened on Vintém Hill.